The Friday Night Funkin' Starvation Alley mod just dropped, and in this mod we basically introduced to a new character slash new love interest for the character Pico. And this mod was created by Chroma C and released in celebration of Pico Day 2022, of course. Now this mod is interesting for several reasons. Obviously we're introduced to this young lady, but even before that, we see that Pico is basically living out on the streets and he is battling extreme hunger at this point. It seems that it has been several days since he's actually had anything to eat. And in my opinion, I think this has to do with the fact that he didn't end up taking out Boyfriend in the main Friday Night Funkin' game.
Look who it is, your sexually ambiguous, angry little friend.
I'm gonna assume that since he failed his mission, Daddy Dearest is now basically out to get him, or more likely is sending people out to get him. We know from looking at this image here that in the upcoming week 8, Pico seems to be on the run, and it's implied by this image that it's gonna be from Nene and probably Darnell, but it could be other people as well. And I think this explains why he's hiding out in these alleyways, because realistically, he has his gun still, and if he really needed food, he could just go take it from somebody. But I would assume since he's not doing that, it's because he's actually being hunted. And this is where Hera actually comes into play. While Pico is in his alleyway basically starving to death, Hera finds him and she offers him an apple. Now, fun fact, I think this apple is actually a reference back to Pico School. I don't know if you guys remember in the beginning of the game, the teacher is actually talking about eating apples, and then of course that's when Cassandra goes nuts. Since Chroma is definitely a fan of Pico, and more importantly probably Newgrounds, I think she probably added this little Easter egg in for the fans of Pico School. Now something interesting that I find about Hera is that she's described as being a supernatural graffiti artist. And if you look at her appearance, it looks like she has horns coming out of her head, and it also looks like she has fangs in some scenes. And I don't know if this is just aesthetically pleasing or if it has something to do with her actual abilities, but as you notice when she hits the different poses, her eyes actually change colors to match the notes. Even in the thumbnail, you see that her eye is actually red, even though in reality she doesn't seem to be an evil person. I feel confident saying this because even before she falls in love with Pico, she offers him this apple without really wanting anything in return. She just saw that somebody was hungry, so she wanted to help them. And even further on, as you see in the mod, she continues to find Pico and make sure that he's eating. Now obviously this leads to them falling in love eventually, but up to that point, she was doing this out of the kindness of her heart and because she saw somebody in need and she wanted to help them. Another thing that I really like about this mod is that in the end, she decides to go with Pico even though he's obviously in trouble. She reminds me a lot of Girlfriend in the sense that even though she knows that Pico is going down a dangerous path, she's still willing to kind of travel that path with him. And I know that this is an original character and not actually canon, but she's still a cool character, and it's even more cool to see Pico find somebody who's willing to fight with him even though he's going on this crazy journey. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to click the screen here and check out the full gameplay on the second channel, or check out this video here where I explain the Glitch Legend mod. As always, people, thank you for watching. This is Orseofkorse. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace, peace.